Lance-Arnold was sworn in as Broken Arrow's new police chief last week and is already working on leading the department that keeps one of Oklahoma's fastest growing cities safe. I asked him to stop by and introduce himself and share his plans with us in his first in-studio interview since coming to Green Country. It's unedited and in his own words. Joining me for his first in-studio TV interview, unedited in his own words, is Broken Arrow's new police chief, Lance-Arnold. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it.
What brought you up our way, aside from the job? What caught your interest?
Man, really the reputation of the community, the reputation of the Tulsa metro area. You know, I spent 20 years in Norman and looking across the state from the western side, really what all BA and the Tulsa area had going on. But that was probably the big thing, the quality of life, the commitment to progress in the community, the excitement from the city management team. You know, they have this positive energy that certainly is contagious, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Let me ask you this. Who are you? If someone's watching at home.
So, you know, I call myself a positive disruptor, and what I really mean by that is I'm that person that, you know, I'm passionate about policing. 28 years in this career, but really I'm passionate about challenging the status quo, but in a positive way. You know, challenging our processes, our systems, sometimes our way of thinking. You know, really trying to achieve these exceptional outcomes. And to do that, you really have to kind of be able and willing to disrupt some of the common ways that we've done things in the past, or that, you know, no one likes to hear, but that, you know, well, we've done it this way because we've always done it this way.
Do you feel your agency needs reform? There had been some headlines with a couple of incidents here and there.
You know, that's a great question, and it was one that certainly was on my radar when I came in. But, you know, 7 days in, Rick, I can tell you that I have been blown away by the passion, the compassion, and the commitment of our members to our community, to each other, to the department, and to the city. It's just amazing. I read these daily summaries of what we're doing, and our people are going above and beyond every single day, and it's so refreshing. So certainly those issues, you know, we have to acknowledge those, and we certainly have to own those as an organization, but those are not, you know, an indication of really what our agency is about.
Do you have any goals that maybe BAPD didn't have that you want to take in another direction, or what would those goals be?
Yeah, you know, I had the opportunity at our awards banquet really to kind of use this phrase, but it's really to kind of take the shackles off of them and really get out of their way, because there's so much talent, so much potential in our organization. It's really helping them see that vision that, you know, they have ideas, they have things that they want to do, they want to be innovative, and they've been innovative, but they wanted to kind of push that gas pedal a little bit more. And it's not that maybe previous administrations wouldn't allow that, but it's really somebody to come in that gets behind them, supports them, shows that it's okay, we're going to innovate. Sometimes we're going to fall a little flat on that, but to be an innovative agency and a progressive agency and known as one of the best agencies around, you know, we have to be willing to kind of fail forward sometimes. But those times that we don't fail forward, it's going to be exceptional. And then we're going to learn those times that we kind of fail and continue to really improve and do all that. So it's that mindset of continuous improvement. But really, it's empowering them to do what they already can do, and that's what I mean by taking those shackles off of them.
Your city is growing as far as you've got a new event center as well as population. Do you feel you have to make adjustments to adjust for the population growth, take the department to that next level?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think the entire community does, right? So, you know, I think that's the deal. Because one of the things about our community that is so special is our citizens expect the high quality of life. And quite frankly, they should expect that. That's one of the reasons why people move to Broken Arrow. And so, but you know that the challenges are going to present themselves as the population grows, as we grow with those, you know, industries and events and all those kinds of things. And so we certainly do have to make adjustments, and that's one of the things I think I bring to the table that, you know, worked in Norman obviously for 20 years, such a growing community when I was there. When I went to, you know, Weatherford, Texas, right outside of Fort Worth, it was one of in the 6th fastest growing county in the country and the 26th fastest growing city in the country. And so I had that experience, but the thing for us is, how do we maintain such a high quality of life? How do we keep that small town feel that everybody loves about Broken Arrow? And we do that while we service much larger population.
I would be remiss. Murder doesn't really happen in Broken Arrow, but there has been this, when it does happen, it's usually somebody taking out themselves and their family. There's a domestic violence issue. How do you plan on addressing pretty much your #1 killer is what it seems like.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things when we have a high quality of life and then you have those exceptional stories of things like that, those do shake the core of our community, right? And so I think for us, it's things that we are already kind of starting to do. We have a very active victim advocate that works for our police department that's doing these relentless follow-ups with victims, that is checking in and being very proactive in our approach to addressing these types of issues. And then we've instituted with the fire department and with our partners a co-responder unit that is a crisis response team that is really addressing mental health issues head on without the need necessarily to immediately take someone to jail or to the hospital. And so I think we continue to search for ways that we can be very progressive and proactive in addressing those things. And again, the commitment that we have from our members to our community to really be on the forefront of that. One of the things I've noticed really early on is that our numbers are, you look at when we put our stats, and we're very transparent about the stats that we have, and you see some of those stats out there and you think, well, man, Broken Arrow PD is going to a lot of domestic calls or things like that. What I've noticed about our officers and our staff is that they're being proactive about taking those reports so that we can get them in the system, so that we can supply people with resources, so we can get our victim advocate in touch with potential victims, even when necessarily a crime hasn't been there that we can put somebody in jail on or something like that. But that's one of the things is we're going to focus more on those outcomes more so than those outputs. The things like what do the stats say, but really what are the outcomes that we're trying to achieve? And there are those positive outcomes of how do we help people feel safe, get out of bad situations, and how do we address the mental health issues that are not only in Broken Arrow, but they're really all over the Tulsa area and all over the country. How do we address those head on?
You've been Norman, Texas, and back. I know we all call them police. Is there a difference in policing between Texas and Oklahoma, or is this a big adjustment?
Yeah, there's not for me.
Okay.
I'll tell you, there's certainly maybe a little difference in the way that you do things and all of that. But for me, it's always about service. It's always about providing exceptional service to achieve exceptional outcomes in our community. And the way that we do that, policing, and one of the things that I've done lately is get this mindset of, traditionally we say law enforcement, but law enforcement is a very small portion of what we do as an organization. And so really the idea of policing is we're much more than just law enforcers. We're really there to serve our community in a variety of ways, and sometimes the least of which is actually enforcing laws, and so those things that we were talking about with mental health, those aren't legal issues per se. And so people that are in crisis and all the other things that we do, we're open 24/7. So when people have any kind of issue, they're going to call us. And so that's what I bring, I think, regardless of what state I've been in, is this mindset that our real goal is to how do we make our community better today than it was yesterday? How do we enrich our community as an organization? And how do we vision ourselves that we're not just law enforcers, that's a part of what we do, but really what we're really here to do is service our community in the best way that we can.
Chief, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Welcome to Tulsa.
Yes, sir.
Broken
Absolutely.
Arrow. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.